coming along or just simply viewing online. So we're going to do Kirtan Meditation tonight. A very simple form of meditation where we simply focus on the sound of these mantras. So these mantras are names and descriptions of the Supreme, and we are spiritual in essence, and these mantras are spiritual, and it is food for us, and it will satisfy our hearts. So we're going to be doing much of this tonight, and I'll start off with 15 minutes now. Thank you. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine. Vaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. 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 Nityananda, 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 Haribo. Chaitanya, 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 Haribo. Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Haribo. Chaitanya, 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 Haribo. Nityananda, 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 Haribo. Chaitanya, 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 Haribo. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Your turn. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. 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 Gopala Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. 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 Together. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Again. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. One more time, nice and loud. Gopala Govinda Rama. Excellent. Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. One more time, loud. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Cool. That was nice, that last little bit at the end. I want to hear that every time. How's that? Probably asking too much, but good work. All right, I'd like to invite Amir to come forward. We're going to do a guided, guided breath meditation, Gauranga breathing. Does that sound fair? Yeah? Okay. All right, come on down.
All right. Namaste, Haribol, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. Is there anybody here tonight who has experienced stress, anxiety, fearfulness, stuff like that in their life? Never ever, right? So in this mindfulness practice tonight, we are going to find one of the main sources of those stuff, right? And having a good mindfulness practice together and ending with the wonderful Gauranga breath meditation. So without further ado, just get my backtrack going. Please sit in a very comfy position for me. Very relaxed. Shoulders back, heads upright. And gently close your eyes. The closing of the eyes allows us to remove a lot of distractions caused by sense of sight. I start with a quote by Mark Twain. Mark Twain says, "I'm an old man and I have received great many troubles, but most of them never happened." Which actually indicates the fact that most of our suffering happens in mental level. In other words, our mind is playing with us all the time. Unless we take a proactive approach in taming our mind by meditation, our mind is not going to be our best friend. It's opposite. It's going to be our enemy. Our mind tends to take us to the past, reliving our negative or positive experiences, or oftentimes taking us to future, mostly making us worried about things that can possibly go wrong. That causes stress. That causes fearfulness. In reality, majority of those scenarios that mind is depicting in our mind never happen, as Mark Twain said. That's why we need to know our company, mind, better. So we are going to have a mindfulness practice called Silent Witness Meditation to know more about our mind. This is a visualization practice. I want you to visualize sitting in a bank of an ever-flowing stream. That could be a stream you've seen in the past, or even an imaginary stream. The stream represents your mind and your mind stuff. And you are the person sitting in the bank of the stream, observing its content. Just like the stream could be clear or could be polluted, so is the stream of your mind stuff. It could be clear or it could be polluted. No matter what it is, it's not you. Your mind is detached from you. Thoughts are like bubbles that appear on the surface of the stream. You'll realize that unless you want to latch on a specific thought or you want to judge it, the thought appears and disappears very quickly. If you find your mind wanders during this practice or during the Kirtan practice we are going to do tonight, just become aware that your mind has wandered and consciously bring it back to the practice. The mind is a sitting place for millions of thoughts, desires, emotions, needs, feelings, and so on. If we go with the flow of the mind all the time, we are like a person who's helplessly swept down the stream by the strong currents of the swiftly flowing stream. The good news, however, is that we are not our mind. We are not our thoughts either. We are the silent witness, sitting in the bank of the stream of mind, observing its content. Question is, how can I have my mind tamed? I know my mind is a serious cause of stress for me, but how can I tame it? Quick answer is through these wonderful meditation practices we do here, like Kirtan, or different types of meditation like japa meditation and so on. Over time, you can tame your mind and turn it to your best friend. These wonderful mantras, spiritual sound vibrations, like Gauranga, meaning the golden Lord of love, they are not material sound. They are spiritual sound vibration, highly potent, allowing us, spirit souls, to experience union with our very source and essence. So, without further ado, we are going to do Gauranga meditation, which is a breath type meditation. In this practice, we are going to join the guys in the background, taking deep breath in and saying the mantra Gauranga on the exhalation. When we are hearing, please absorb the mantra through your ears and your mind and your heart. And when you say the mantra, say that from the bottom of your heart, like you are chanting to your love. Gauranga. Let's listen to this beautiful mantra twice, and then we join the guys in the background. Let's join. Deep breath in. Let's do 2 more. Keep your eyes closed and let the mantra resonate in your head, washing away all the worries you might be holding in your mind. Alright guys, bring your focus back to the room and become aware of the room and people around you. If you like, you can gently open your eyes, probably putting your palm together, creating some nice warmth, and massaging your face. Alright. Thank you so much guys. So we are going to have a lecture now by our dear friend Jiva Krishnadas. Please come forward, Jiva. Haribo.
Hey everybody, welcome. So yes, we're just going to speak for a few minutes about some different aspects of our yoga meditation practice. So before we just try and say something, we'll just like to offer respect to my teacher, Jagat Guru Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Okay, so when we talk about yoga practice and meditation and spiritual development, what spiritual development is, we can talk about it in a lot of different ways. We can talk about it in a very deep way, and sometimes, you know, there's all sorts of different details we can get into. But tonight I wanted to sort of more or less continuing a little bit from what we talked about last week, but it came up again because, you know, I was just talking with a friend of ours earlier, and, you know, she was saying that, you know, because of the recent COVID controversies, like someone that she'd been friends with for a very long time, like many, many years, the relationship, because of a difference a disagreement over their opinions about COVID, you know, they had a huge falling out, you know, and she was also telling me that another person she knew, a doctor, had a falling out with his wife after a 50-year marriage. It was like over because of COVID disagreement. I think I got it reasonably right, those stories, but I think we've all heard of these kind of things that have been going on lately, you know, families splitting apart and so on. And, you know, so there's these kind of issues that we can get involved in and focus on and spend a lot of time on that cause us, you know, a lot of grief through these disagreements. And the COVID one is, I guess it's one of the big ones going on at the moment. Another one is, especially in the United States, you know, there's this big divide, in a sense, or depending on which media you listen to, there's big racism is back on the, you know, the problem of racism is back on the agenda. Not the agenda, but it's making the news in a big way. And people, politicians and everybody over there, they're all screaming racism, racism. And it's a kind of a relatively new thing in the last 4 or 5 years, because, you know, it wasn't such a big issue we know way back in the deep past, yeah, racism was an issue, but in, you know, through the 1970s, 1980s, 90s, even early to the, never heard anything about racism. It was everything was cool. People, yes, sure, there were some isolated instances of, you know, racism and so on, but by and large, you know, people had gotten over it. People were moving on and, you know, getting used to each other having different coloured skin and so on, and not making a big issue of it. But it's, for some reason, it's back in the news now. It's a big issue. So, what's another one? Another big, you know, controversy these days is about gender issues. You know, which gender are you, and how do you relate to, you know, how do you see yourself, and so on and so forth. You know, and people have, you know, different opinions about it, and it can cause what? Again, really divisive, you know, really, people are getting really aggressive about these things. You know, people are at each other's throats about these things, different kind of problems. And so I just wanted to, you know, mention, you know, what our situation is here, what our view on all these things is we try to, as much as possible, just stay away from all that. I mean, it's inevitable, you know, in this life that, you know, we live in the world, and so, you know, sometimes we're going to brush up against these kind of issues in one way or another. But, and sometimes we might even take a side. You know, we might take a side one way or another. But, you know, from the yoga perspective, we try to just stay away from all of it and realise that, you know, we're not really, you know, we don't have anything to argue about, even if, you know, somebody, you know, gender issues. We're basically not that interested. So, you know, because from the yoga point of view, from the spiritual perspective, we don't see anybody really as a man or a woman or a this or a that or whatever, you know, they may be. We see spiritual soul. Everybody's a spiritual spark, in essence. So we're not going to, you know, if somebody says, oh, I'm this or I'm that, and we, well, okay, whatever you want. And we choose not to get involved. Rather, we're always trying to put forth the idea, don't worry about it. If you're a man in this life, big deal. You may not be next time, depending on how your consciousness develops. You know, and maybe depending on, you know, if you, because it's a fact from the yoga perspective, you know, depending on how we focus and how we meditate and how we cultivate our desires, in our next life we may, you know, I'm a man's body now, right? Male body. You know, maybe, you know, I don't know, that's controversial to say that. Maybe it is in this new kind of reality we're all living in. Some people would see that as controversial. But, you know, let's just say, okay, I've got a kind of a male body with the... And, but maybe next time around, if I get reborn in my next life, maybe not. Maybe I might be a woman in my next life. Who knows? A woman may become a man in the next life, may be born as... So in other words, you know, the consciousness, and that will depend on what? My consciousness. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just how your consciousness goes. So, you know, the point of view of yoga is to, you know, just transcend all that and not worry about it. Realise that we're spiritual in essence, and, you know, whether I get reborn as a man or a woman in my next life, it's all bad in a sense, because I haven't attained the spiritual dimension. So this is how, you know, the yogis see things, you know, material arguments, whether it's political arguments or, you know, people want to argue about racism or this or that. Or, you know, again, some things we feel we need to argue our case from one point of view or another. Sometimes it may be necessary, but on taking a broader view, it's best to just transcend the whole business. That's why, you know, in the old yoga culture of India in olden times, you know, people would often just give it up altogether, and they go to the mountains or the forest and so on, because they just didn't want to be involved in the hassles of day-to-day life, and they developed their spirituality like that. And it's not just in India, you know, in the Christian world they did that. You have your reclusive monks and so on. In the world of Islam you have that, the renunciates and so on. So it's not a, you know, everybody does that. And even if you're an outright materialist, we do that too. We go, I've had enough, I'm going to the country. It's the same kind of thing. You want to just get away from all the strife and hassle. It's the same basic mentality, except we just go looking for relief in different ways according to our understanding of the world. You know, so from the yoga perspective, again, you know, we understand our spiritual identity, and so when we seek relief, that's where we go, because we know that even if we go to the country and we've got our country acreage and so on, and we can get away from life and so on, yeah, that's nice, and but it's not the ultimate solution. That's more or less another temporary solution. And I'm not, you know, of course, in the normal course of events, it's good to have that. You know, I think just about everybody has that kind of dream to have a, you know, place in the country where they can go to. Am I wrong? Does anybody not want that? At the beach, preferably, or the nicer the scenery, the better. Yeah. You know, so some really nice natural place we can go to. But even that, you know, there's a nice saying in the Bhagavad Gita, teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, that from the most wonderful condition in the material world to the lowest, to the most miserable, they're actually all considered to be places of misery in the ultimate sense. Why? Because of repeated birth and death. They're all places of misery where repeated birth and death take place. So in other words, even if we get our country, palace, mansion, utopia, we're still going to, you know, we're still going to get old, and it's all going to fade away, and then we do it all again. And it'll what? Dependent on what? Our karma. What we've made our consciousness, what our karma is, that determines our next situation. And it just goes on and on and on. And even if we're a perfect person, we're all creating little bits of bad karma here and there. None of us are perfect. Nobody can say every single thing I've done in this life is going to be good karma and it's all going to be blissful. Yeah, and it is a fact that some people will go to what's called the heavenly planets. You ever heard of those? There's a heavenly material conditions where people can live for many, many thousands of years. true. You know, like we live for 100, maybe, at best. Is that right? It's 120. I lived to 120, yeah, right. Great bliss at 120. You can hardly move, your body's creaking around the place. No, in the heavenly planets, we're talking material planets here, not spiritual world yet even, which is above that. Even in the material world, that people can get born into these heavenly planets where your body is just really beautiful. Everybody's got beautiful bodies, strong bodies. They stay young for thousands of years, many thousands of years. But even if you attain that, that eventually comes to an end too, because it's still material. So this is why in the Bhagavad Gita says, from the highest places in the material world to the lowest, they're all places, they're all considered to be places of misery compared to the eternal spiritual dimension where we get to exist in our perfect spiritual bodies which never get old. So that's why the yogis tend to not get involved too much. Of course, we live in this world and we get involved a little bit, but generally we stay away from politics. I mean, sometimes, having said that, you know, I've had friends, I know friends that have gotten into politics even though they're simultaneously, you know, following the path of bhakti yoga and spiritual life. So it's not wrong. It's just that if you're going to get involved in these kind of things, our advice is to always maintain that spiritual awareness. You know, that what the real situation is, and don't get too involved in politics and stuff. I mean, I don't know if you noticed that. I remember a time, not that long ago, when it's like politics has become very vicious these days. It's like I mean, it always was tough, but I remember a time when I was a kid, after a big fight in Parliament, they'd all go and have a drink together or dinner together. So they were able to. They'd have their differences of opinion, but they'd be able to maintain this kind of civility thereabout. But that civility is what's gone now. It's like it's all become quite ruthless and very malicious in a lot of ways. And people deliberately lie and so on, and just in order to get the other guy. You know, and when it gets like that, that's when you kind of start feeling, you want to just remove yourself from the whole nasty business. So that's how, in a sense, you know, the yogis live. You know, we live in the world, and so we're involved to some extent. And we sometimes, you know, get involved in debates and so on, but we try and rise above it all. And you know, and again, we mentioned racism earlier. One way you can know that things are definitely going backwards is because racism is on the boil again, so to speak. Especially, not so much in Australia, a little bit, but in the United States especially, like big time. It's just like a big, you know, and they're stoking it, and it's almost like some people are trying to promote it as if, you know, whereas we should be trying to cool it down. Don't make it, cool it down. And you cool it down by telling people, hey man, you're not black. I don't care if you're black or white or green or blue or yellow or a man or a woman or something in between, whatever they call themselves these days. Is that right? I don't know what they are. It's quite complicated, I believe. So we don't care about any of that. We're saying you're spiritual in essence. You're a spiritual child of the Supreme. That's it. That's who you really are. That's the real truth. And I'm a woman. Hey, I can say that now, can't I? I'm a woman. I can say that and not get into trouble. And if anybody says, see, let's not go there, eh? You can create a big argument about this. That's what I'm saying. We stay away from all those kind of things. We're not that worried. You know, so I'm black, I'm white, I'm white. It's so important. No, it's not important. I'm a white male in this temporarily. Only temporarily. So why make a big deal out of it? As if it's a big issue. It's not a big issue. Again, next time around I might be a black woman. Same person, same spiritual soul, same spiritual entity. Might be in the body, a different kind of body altogether. So I'll leave it at that, if that's all right, unless anybody's got a question or want to whack me over the head for saying something controversial. Okay, it's pretty simple stuff, really, isn't it? I'm not saying anything complicated. It's really simple. Once you get this main point, and not only that, you know, this is one of the main features of yoga wisdom. One of the basic features of yoga wisdom is you are not your body. Your body is temporary. You're a spiritual spark. And as soon as the more and more you appreciate that and come to live with that understanding, then the lot simpler your life will be, a lot easier. You won't be worried so much about, you know, getting involved in different kind of wrangling about, you know, different issues. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, and we'll go to a little bit of our meditation before, and then in a few minutes we're going to be serving some dinner, and then we'll finish with more chanting after that. So we're just going to do some of our favourite mantras. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana Mohana, and the Hare Krishna mantra. And the way we do this is to just, you can sing along on the response if you like, or just close your eyes and relax and just listen. The main point is just have a good time with it. It's not a formal, stiff kind of meditation. It's very relaxed form of meditation. Just enjoy the sound of the mantras. Let it wash over your mind and your heart, and we'll gradually tune into our spiritual nature more and more, and our natural relationship with the divine. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, 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 Gopala. Rana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Rana Gopala Govinda Rama Rana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Dana Mohana Okay, so namaste everybody. I think most of you got plates. A few of you haven't yet, but you will soon. So let's have a nice dinner break, and we'll be back with some more chanting a little bit later.
Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Srimati Siddha Swarupananda, Paramahamsiti Namine. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya Haribo. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya Haribo. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya Haribo. Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Haribo. Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Nityananda Balaram, Haribo. Haribo, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, 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 Haribo. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Haribol. Oh, gee, but this is the most we've had for quite a while. Good to see you all back. Yeah, well, so it's starting to come back, but I won't be happy until there's people out the back, and there's about 3 times this number, and they'll be happy.
And queue up the stairs.
Yeah, queue up the stairs, waiting for their turn to come in. We have to kick guys out so we can get in.
Just like that.
You can come in for a mantra, then you can bugger off. Sorry. No. All right. Nice to see you all. I got a request, one of the ones we did last week. So it's an atmosphere chant. Chaitanya Nityananda, 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 Chaitanya Nityananda 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 Nityananda Chaitanya Nityananda Chaitanya Nityananda Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. 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 Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda. Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda. Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda. Bible. Hi. We'll just do one more short one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan Haribo. Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan Haribo. Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan Haribo. Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan Haribo. Radharani, Shyama Sundar, Vrindavan Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare, come on, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Haribol. Thank you, guys. All right, I'll turn you over to our dear friend Jiva Krishna Das for further Kirtan entertainment.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, hey. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, hey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I think we're going to have one more short one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's try the all together thing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Come on, this is all together. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. I'm not a good finisher. Okay. Well, so everybody, thank you all very much for coming, and so nice to see so many people. Still crazy as ever, losing. Okay, so we've got a cup of tea. Just a reminder for next week, we've got a kind of a special event on. A special appearance celebration for Chaitanya, who we always talk about, who introduced this whole Kirtan practice of congregational chanting. So there'll be same hours, 5 o'clock, but it'll be, we'll have a situation, we'll have a little altar and, people can offer flowers if they like, and but it'll be basically the same, lots of chanting. And okay, so namaste, that'll be it.